Hey guys, how are you all doing? Everything good? Right here at the job site, a complete step-by-step guide to installing vinyl flooring that you'll follow along with me right now. Look guys, this area here, this is a bedroom, okay? At our client's house, we did the installation yesterday, okay? Yeah, this style of vinyl flooring, okay? I just wanted to show you what it looks like finished. It's this style here that we're going to install in that other room, which I'll show you in a moment. And what do I want to highlight here first? This flooring that we're going to install, we decided it was agreed with the client that the arrangement of the vinyl flooring will be random, okay? What does that mean, Ed? What are you talking about? Let's go. I told you it would be a complete step-by-step. Notice that the seams of the vinyl flooring are never perfectly aligned, okay? All the pieces are staggered like this, one offset from the next. So you can see, look, starting here in the room, you have a seam here, another one there, another one over there, and another one there, and so on. So look, a little piece starting there. So, in my opinion, this installation style here, you know, the random seam looks nicer, right? It really gives the impression that especially this style here is really a wood look floor. Let's go. This is the room I'm installing with the guys today. It's this other room here, and I've even already taken down the pictures over there. I'll show you how we take those pictures down, okay? I'll show you in a bit. This floor here, by the way, there's a video on the channel where I show you how we leveled this floor, okay? This one was done with mortar, but the method I really like to use, and it's really cool for you to try, is to use self-leveling cement to level your surface. It's much faster, much easier, and simple to do, okay? It dries much faster, and then you can have a level surface ready for the vinyl flooring. Yes, I'll leave it for you down here in the description, a linked video showing how to prepare the surface for it. The installation of vinyl flooring using self-leveling cement, which in my opinion is the best way for you to level your vinyl floor. Here, okay? So, let's go. What's happening here? Before applying the glue for the vinyl flooring, the glue that we use, I first need to square it up, right? Or make sure my first row of flooring is squared. Why? If I apply the glue and start the first row immediately, I'll need to cut each piece, which takes time and may let the glue dry. So what do? First of all, the very first piece, okay? The very first piece, look, it's right here, look. I'll move these so you can see. I leveled it, okay? It's well aligned with the porcelain tile there. I've already made a cut here, see? I've already made a cut here and it fit perfectly right at the joint of the porcelain tile. What do I do now? I'm going to place the second piece here right next to it, really close, okay? And I'm going to get a new piece, place it here, and cut it between this end right here, this edge, and the wall. If you notice, look, I've already cut it here, see? It's already smaller, see? It's already smaller, so I've already cut it, placed it here in position, look nice and aligned. Take a look. I'm going to place it here. Look at that, how nice. There we go, cool. And this first piece of mine that's placed here, look, it serves as my square reference, okay? This is what keeps everything square here, see? So, I'm going to have to do this, see, until I reach the end of my wall over there. Starting from the first piece, I place the second one next to it, and from there I keep following the direction, see? I'm going to do this here, look. I placed it, I make sure the joints are well aligned, you can't leave it like this. Okay guys, look, there can't be any gaps, alright? You have to put the piece so it's nice and straight, see? The position of it is up to you, you're the one who will adjust it. Look, there you go, it's well aligned, see? This one still needs to move a little. There, perfect, see? So what am I gonna do? I placed my first one, I've already cut it. The first one needs nothing, just take and place it there. Place the second one beside it so I can check the third one's measurement here. Okay, I'm going to place a new piece here. Look at that, see, it's working, cool. Look how nice, see? I placed the piece here, now I'm going to take the measurement for the next one here, look. Look how nice, see? And then I'll keep doing this until I reach my wall over there, see? Look, see how nice? I'll keep doing this here. And then I'll know how much I need to cut from my first row of vinyl planks over there in the corner. Here, look. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, the 3 little strips I cut, okay, from those first pieces over there so I can establish my square reference, alright? Then here, look. Next, here, it's just the whole piece, okay? It's just the whole piece. I won't have any more cutting issues at the beginning, alright? I'll only have the end right here. by the wall, but the end is no problem at all, alright? So, here it is for you, look, 3 tips for you. The first is the layout. If you're going to start with a whole one, a small piece, or if you're going to place them really aligned, 1 whole, 1 half, 1 whole, 1 half, that's the first tip. Second, check the surface of your floor. See how it is. Is it ready to receive? If not, check out the video in the description. I left the link for you to see how to level that surface. Alright, third tip. Check this out, it's really cool. It's making sure it's square. You're going to start with the first piece there, perfectly aligned with your threshold, with your floor. It's cool. Place the second one next to it. You take the measurement for the third one. Align the first with the second right up against this one here, just like I showed you. Do the same thing and keep going here. So you get a perfect alignment right here, see? Of these first 2 rows of vinyl flooring here. Once that's done. From the third piece on, it's a piece of cake, okay? It's a piece of cake. The glue is already applied. You keep placing the pieces and then you just pay attention to the layout. Put a bigger piece, a smaller piece, a whole one. And always keep going with the whole piece, finishing the cuts up ahead. So that's how you'll end up with your vinyl flooring. The squareness of your vinyl flooring there. Hey guys, look, now we've reached the stage where we apply the glue, okay? The adhesive made for vinyl flooring, alright? It can't be any other glue. What did I do? I started from over there to here. I'm going to start installing the vinyl planks from there, right? First I'll square it up, then I'll work my way over and finish at this wall. And finishing here at the door. There's not much of a secret, okay? As for applying the glue, here's exactly what I recommend if you're doing this yourself. Learning with me here, look, do half, apply the glue to half, okay? And then you install it. After that, you install the other part. Since I have a little more practice, I'm going to apply it to everything. I'm going to do it all at once, okay? There's not much secret to applying the glue. You're going to use, I like to use this trowel here, or a spatula, right? With a 1mm notch, okay? Notice that it gets these grooves like this, with these little notches, see? Okay, so that's exactly to give more adhesion to the flooring, alright? See, there's not much secret to it. See how it gets those notches? See, look how cool that is, you see? If you notice a little stone or something, just remove it, okay? There's no problem at all. Sometimes it happens, see? I'm going to leave it there by the wall, okay? You have to apply it to the entire surface. You can't leave any spot without applying it. Why? Because the vinyl flooring will stick to the entire surface. So, obviously the glue also has to cover the entire surface, okay? Here's the only tip I have for you. When applying the glue, don't leave this here. See? This ridge here from excess glue. That's exactly what the trowel is for, so you can work the glue properly. See? Look, right at the edge. See? See how nice it looks? At the corner, you go there and remove it. See? Alright? So there's not much to it. See? Applying the adhesive. I'm showing it here really close up. I'm applying the glue just so there's no doubt. Alright? Like I told you guys, it's best to leave it just the way I'm doing it here, okay? So, avoid excess adhesive and follow exactly the grooves of the trowel. So, look, I've pretty much applied it everywhere. I'm just going to finish this little part here now. Alright? But there's no big secret. In a moment, I'll show you how long we need to wait for the glue to dry before we start the installation. You can't just apply the glue and install immediately. There's a required waiting time. I'll show you right here, look. Take a look, guys. I started here. I'm installing the first pieces, okay? Look, I put the first one, okay? I put that little piece there. I put one on each, a whole one. Then I started with another. The piece cut from this one is that one over there, see? That's why it looks random, okay? The seams never line up. I think that looks really cool. And what I want to highlight for you now, okay? It's the necessary time you need to wait for the glue before you start fixing the vinyl tiles to the floor. Okay, when you apply the glue in the space you made, you'll use your own finger and tap it like this, look. Look, you're going to do this here. If it doesn't stick to your finger, see, okay? That means it's ready for you to start the installation, look. Okay? Take a look, see? You're just going to touch it with your finger like this, look. If the glue doesn't come off, it's because it's good, okay? Here, look. It puffed up a little. That's not a problem. We'll clean it up later. If it's like this, look, see, soft like this, it's not good. Okay? It's not good like this. So the ideal point for the glue is exactly this. You're going to touch it with your finger. If none of it comes off on your hand, that's perfect. That's when you can start installing the vinyl flooring, okay? And now I'm going to start installing. Let me just stretch it a little here, and then I'll show you up close how you're going to lay one of the planks there on the floor, okay? One of the planks. The ideal thing is for you to look. See how it sticks really well, guys? Look, you can't even see the seam. Look, see? You can't even see the seam from one plank to another. Look, see? You only notice it because the pattern is random, okay? So you don't see the seam. So that's the ideal. You should place them really close together. When you stick it to the floor, it already needs to be really close together. Since the glue will hold it in place, you won't be able to move it. Here's an important tip. When you're ready to stick it down, I'll show you how. You can't leave any space between the pieces, okay? Look guys, I've already done it here, right? The first one. The first row of 3 planks all the way to the end. I started with a small piece and notice how it's making a really nice pattern, right? So, what's the secret here for the installation? I have a whole piece here in my hand, which is going to be the next one now. I'll try to put it here while holding the phone, okay? What are you going to do when you install it? You're going to place it really close to the joint, see? See? Right on point, on point. I told you, once the adhesive gets tacky, you won't be able to move it around anymore, the piece, okay? So look, you kind of put it in position already, see? You see? Nice and tight, okay? So you don't move it anymore. It's already going to stay. Look, take a look in the right position, see? Isn't that cool? Look at that. I'm going to let it go here. Hold on, let's go. Let's go. Look how cool that is, see? See? I let it go. It's really lined up here, really close together, and also really close together at this next joint here, see? Okay? And now for you to make the connection, now what do I do? You're just going to walk over it, okay? You're going to grab here, see? You can't just keep walking and wobbling on top of it. You have to walk firmly, okay? You have to walk like this, without slipping, let's say, right? Without wobbling on top of the piece. You're just going to walk so the glue sticks to the vinyl plank, okay? When you have just a tiny little gap, a little opening, it's no problem. You step on one and pull it with your foot like this, see? Doing this here. Alright? It'll come together. Just a little bit and it'll move, okay? It won't close the gap if it's too much. Then it won't work because the glue won't let it anymore. But this way here, look, the way I showed you, it's fine, it's all good. So let me show you up close here, see? Can you see it? Everything is well aligned, nice and tight, okay? Both this joint here and the small ones, alright? So you did the installation the same way I showed you, right? You'll do the staggered layout there. Start putting it in the right position, okay? And then what are you going to do? You're going to step on top of the piece. Your own body weight is already enough for the piece to stick and the glue, okay? So that's what I'm doing here. Look on the joints, you see? You're going to go along the joint between one piece and another, okay? So that's exactly what you're gonna do. There's no secret, okay guys? There's no secret, alright? The only thing you need to worry about is exactly that. For example, I'm going to use an example here now. I have a piece here. Let's imagine that I'm going to put it here. Look, I'm going to start here, okay? So, I'm going to put this next one. This one here, look, okay? I'm always going to put the next one there, alright? So, when I go to put it here, look, if you stick it there and there's this gap, I'll even close it a little more. If this happens here, look, you won't be able to do this with it, see? You won't be able to because the glue won't let you. Now, if you leave this here, see? You can still bring it over here, look, so it sticks really well, okay? So, that's the secret. You should already glue it here, so when you go to install it, let me turn this here, you put it on. Once it's glued, it'll fit just right. And here too, look, that's also the secret. You should already leave it really well attached right here in this position, both on the long joint of the plank and on the short joint. You have to leave it really well glued, okay? Exactly like this, so you don't have trouble later when bringing it into place. That's what gives the installation a clean, professional finish. It's having the pieces really close together, really well attached. And that's what gives your work a perfect finish to the installation of your vinyl flooring, okay? So, like I just told you, this is how you're going to do the layout. For example, right there, I can already start with this one, okay? I can start here with this piece, right? Got it? I can already start with this one because it's going to join right here like this, more or less. See? So a joint will never line up with another. They'll never align. So I'm going to keep going here now. I'll try to finish here now, okay? I've already shown you how to do it here. After I finish, I'll keep going. Don't take too long because of the glue. When I'm done, I'll show you. Guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, okay? Hey, make sure to like this video too, because I'm sure this content will help you with some tips. If you're already an installer, maybe you'll pick up a tip or two from me here. If you're just starting out, this video is extremely important, okay? So subscribe and leave your like as well. That's it, guys. Look, it's ready. I told you, look, the room, this whole bedroom is all set up. Look how beautiful the floor turned out. See, it's really well done. There are no open seams anywhere, right? That's the most important thing. When I say open seams, I mean this. Look. See, here I have two planks, but look, they're really well joined. You can't see the seam between one and the other, okay? It's easier to see the butt joints, as we call them, right? Those seams at the ends of the planks, because that's exactly where the pattern starts to form. See? You can see it. But along the length of the piece, you don't see it, okay? So look, all done, nicely finished, really cool. Ideally, you shouldn't glue it to the wall, right? Always leave about half a centimeter away from the wall, okay? Then the baseboard comes and covers it. Here we're going to install a polystyrene baseboard. I've also shown you this type of material several times, okay? And here the installation is finished perfect. I'm sure the client will like it, okay? And one last tip for you. Do you see the lighting reflected on the floor? You see how it's really level, it's not wavy? You can't see any waves on the vinyl floor, see? See? That's why I tell you that the floor needs to be prepared before installing the vinyl flooring. That's why I tell you that the floor needs a properly prepared surface, right? To receive the installation of the vinyl flooring. So you don't get any waves, so you don't see any waves on your floor, so it doesn't end up with that familiar ridged look, okay? So look, the installation is perfect, top of the line, step by step here with some amazing tips for you starting from the floor, okay? Don't forget, down here in the description, there's a link to the video showing how we prepare the surface. I prepared this content for you myself, and later you should check it out because it's extremely important for you to watch that video to prepare the surface. Getting it square, right? And laying those first pieces, I mentioned that to you as well. About the glue, you need to wait the necessary time for the glue before you start the installation. When you're going to install, which I think is one of the most important phases of installing vinyl flooring, one piece next to the other, always try to place it exactly where it's supposed to go. Because you won't be able to move it around, it won't be able to slide, right? You already leave it in the right place and then just step on it like I showed you, walk on top of the piece so it can stick to the glue, okay? So that's the complete video. Do you have any questions? Rewind the video, you'll get this installation right. If you're learning, this video is really cool. For those of you who are already installers, if you're a professional installer watching this, maybe you'll pick up an important tip for you. If you're a customer and you're curious to see how this floor was installed, here it is, a complete step-by-step for you. All right? Subscribe to our channel once again. Give us that support. If you haven't subscribed yet, like this video, leave your like, leave your comment. If you have any questions, I'll answer them to help you better understand how to install vinyl flooring in your home, all right? God bless you, take care, and see you in the next video.